All right, so, kind of unusual, like we discussed yesterday. That signing day isn't like it used to be, now for a couple years of having multiple signing days. And then with so much, transfers going on and those things. So we're excited about our high school players that we got signed to older kids, one punter and a junior college linebacker that we think is really good. But for the most part, this was all high school, knowing that the other aspect of all this is, older guys, with transfers, portal guys. So that'll be ongoing, for a while, all the way through, when we start school in January, when they show up because they don't sign in NILs again. So, and would anticipate a lot of movement there and signings there, which is why, by design, this is a small class comparable to the amount of scholarships we have available. So it was very picky. I think we had high standards, didn't reach, and, excited about the guys that came.
All right, Ricky, I got a question for the mic.
Lane, if I'm correct, the early signing period runs through Friday. Are you expecting a couple other high school guys to join this class by the time it ends?
I wouldn't say a couple, but there may be. There could be, and could be here within the next, one in the next couple hours. So, it's just a constant battle. It seems like it just seems unusual because usually everything used to be done today, basically, when there was one signing day. Now you got a whole nother one coming up and really one that goes all the way till we play, as we saw last year with portal guys. So, this is just really, really different than it used to be.
I think this class stands at 16 as it stands. You mentioned numbers moving ahead. Do you know what those numbers are exactly right now?
Yeah, I do. It's much higher than that, obviously, and but we're not going to get into specifics of that. But and also we'll have guys leave like everybody does. Regardless of how your program is. I think we don't have many guys that play very much come and want to leave. I think they're happy here. They like the atmosphere, how we do it, versus other programs. You see high-profile players leaving, just because they don't like it. So ours are more guys that just aren't playing enough, which we understand, and we help them and wish them the best. So I think we'll see more of that, so there'll be space.
Could I get you to comment specifically on Jaron Willis?
Yeah, not sure exactly what he'll play, but very big athlete. That really is, what they're supposed to look like. And sometimes we take smaller guys and try to make them into players. This is somebody that looks, when he walks in, like somebody that's ready to play in the SEC. So, really good get there.
You talked about saving spots for transfers and for the second period. Just what areas do you feel like you still need to address position-wise, and which areas are you kind of satisfied with at this point?
I don't look at it as much like that as we used to because more than ever look at the best players and, and just getting our 85 to be the best that we can and build on that from when we got here. And even this year, even though we have a really good team, I wish we were deeper and we wouldn't have to play players on both sides of the ball as much as we do. So that's an ongoing process of finding the best players versus, I have this many at this position, but then you don't feel good about these guys playing because they're not good enough. So would much rather have the best players. So, we'll continue to do that versus exact numbers.
This is the second year in a row that you guys had a lot of late flips or a lot of commits on signing day itself. What is the value of having that strategy of getting the kids on the day or the week before instead of trying to build a class months and months in advance?
Well, it's better when it works that way because you're not the target the whole time. You know, when they're committed to you, that's what everybody shoots at and aims against, and you know, a lot of negative recruiting. So it's easier when it goes that way at the end. I think part of that is just, you know, we're a little bit slow when it comes to commits and stuff from not over offering and being picky. And, you know, I think that in general, you'll see we'll get guys more towards the end, and especially when you have a good season, because some of those guys, when you win, better players come. And so that's part of that too.
We saw probably, arguably, the biggest flip upset in the history of recruiting today with the number one player in the country going to an FCS school. What are your thoughts on the arena that you guys are operating in now with the NIL stuff?
I said it yesterday. I mean, you're in free agency, that there are no contracts. So, you know, I really hope for these kids, they get all the money that they're being promised at all these schools when they get there, because there's a lot of money being promised. So I hope for them that they get it, because it is unique. These guys get promised all this money to come places, but they don't have a contract, which free agency, obviously you would in the NFL, know that you were guaranteed to get paid what you're being told you're going to get paid.
I know you guys recruited a lot of high school quarterbacks or evaluated them. There's not one listed today. Does that change the way you approach the portal at quarterback? Do you even contemplate the idea of taking 2 quarterbacks out of the portal if you can?
Yeah, the portal allows you even more to do what we do, which is not reach and not have to just add numbers to add numbers. And because not only are there guys available, there's going to be more guys available right after bowl games. Then there's going to be more guys available after spring ball, because they're not going to like how it went then, just like we saw a year ago. So, and it used to be you just had grad transfers with 1 year left. Now there's guys in there with 4 years of eligibility. So to me, you can replace these, even if it's not even in the first year. In a year from now, you get somebody with 3 years eligibility, and they would have been the same as this class.